Oh my lord, I did not mean to touch that. But here we are. Um After a little bit of, I'll say, technical difficulties, not that they really were my own technical difficulties. More so, the lobby proceeded without me. That is not my fault. I was sitting there like a good old boy, awaiting my invite to the game, and it never happened. So, yeah, regardless, here we are. Abraxas Racing Series. Hold on. I think I have the logo for this anyways. Where is it at? Is it beep? Perfect. I was scared I'd pop up a a completely different logo. And then it's like, hey, what are you doing? Showing some other league's logo and not ours. But hey, it's the right one. It's the right one. Don't settle down. But welcome to Abraxas Week 5. We are at the Chinese Grand Prix. I actually don't even know what city it's in, but we are racing China. Now, this track stinks if you're racing the AI. As long as, if you're like me, I have it's obviously a skill issue, but um, the AI just seems to be extremely strong on China. And so, it'll be nice to see a non-AI grid. It is all, well, there goes ZLM. ZLM has left the session already. I've only just joined. Maybe he cares more to watch my stream and listen to me than he does actually qualifying. But either way, I have been bribed, not really bribed. I've been begged on hands and knees, slobbering all over, begging, by Thomas. As you can see him, fifth right now during qualifying, to glaze him, to talk very well about him. Something about he's a steward. He puts in all the time for this league. I don't know. I just kind of skimmed over it. I was just gonna do the generic. Oh, he's so gorgeous. He has a Lambo, I think, that he has in his garage. But what he really cares about is knowledge or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, um, him and DG8 forgot to send me the invite. Those two abandoned me, left me to die in this cold, cold world. So you know what? That is enough glaze. Next time, don't start the session if your commentator's not in the lobby. How about that? Not that it really matters. Really, I am here for the race, not so much qualifying. Qualifying is when I get my me time in. I sit here with my pants down, uh, both hands. Never, you know what? You don't need to know that. What you do need to know is that during qualifying is time for me to talk about whatever I feel like talking about, and maybe occasionally speaking about people's race pace. One thing that is very important to look at, actually, to talk about, is the current drivers championship standings. So we have DG and the Mercedes with 50 points after 4 weeks, currently in P3. Oh, excuse me. He has qualified pole twice, I think. Best. I am so confused. Maybe I'm just not understanding. No, those are race wins. He has two P1s. He has won 2 races. That's what that means. So he has won 2 races. Um, yeah, leading with 50 points, and then ZLM ESTOC, who has just recently left the session, in second with 42 points, and then Rossum Mfeo Williams, is he in? Yes, he is. Right now, he's still in the pits, but he's in third with 34 points. Super driving for Haas, 33. Lulu driving for Ferrari, 32. Those are the top 5 drivers at the moment in the standings, as DG8 crossing second in this qualifying. And then constructors, Mercedes, in large part due to DG8's driving, 72 points atop the constructor standings. Red Bull, second with 49, and then Ferrari, 48 in third. What is it? Best of the rest starts at maybe fifth, so fourth is Kick Sauber, 37 points. And then, you know, we have Williams and Racing Bulls actually tied for best of the rest, with Haas only 1 point behind them. 34 points between the Williams and the Racing Bulls, and then 33 for the Haas. From there, it thins out pretty quickly. But every team has at least 1 point. Oh, who is in here? That sounds like a scam. That sounds like a scam, but what is up, Mr. Razak Sali? What is going on, man? I'm doing okay. I had some Chipotle not too long ago. I kind of sped run the graphic, and then, you know, got abandoned. Was not invited into the lobby before they started the session, so, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. Let's see if they're saying anything important on here. Ooh, ZLM, the EST. He has said he can't take control. He joined normally and had no force feedback, and now he can't even participate in the session. Unfortunate for him. Thomas, he did ask me to glaze him, so he better put in a pretty cool qualifying time here. There's a lizard in your room and you can't find it. Well, then what's the issue? What is the issue? If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. That is what I have come to realize in my years of life. You know, if you can't see it, it does not exist. So what are you so worried about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll sort itself out. Lizards don't typically bite, from what I know. It's nighttime and you saw it and it disappeared. You're just feeding into my point even more. So what's it matter? You'll be fine. He's not gonna eat you in the middle of the night. It's not a spider. Now, if it were a spider, then it'd be like, okay, hold on. We might have a crisis on our hands. If it's a lizard, well, to be fair, the lizards I grew up around were I don't even know what they're called. They're not, well, some geckos, but mostly like what? Ooh. Some of these corners around China can be difficult to get out of the way for people on their hot laps, but it seems to be not too bad. He has gone very slight improvement, so not really impeded. What was I gonna say? Like little geckos, little like tree lizards, a couple skinks, I think is what they're called. So, you know, and maybe an iguana or something like that. You know, I don't know what kind of lizards you guys have over there, but if an iguana or like a little gecko disappeared in my room, I'd be like, you know what? Homeboy's just trying to get out of the cold. I'll let him be. What's it matter to me what he's up to? But yeah, Mr. ZLM, it'll be okay, man. I don't know what kind of wheel you have, and this could just be specific to my wheel that I have, but I've found that whenever it does that, so I have two wheel profiles in the control settings, only because the custom one, you know, quote unquote custom, according to the game, custom is only custom. I've said custom a million times, but it's only a special. The championship leader currently is DG8, and he has qualified pole. But so I have unbinded push to talk just because I do all my stuff on controller. Interesting. Well, I wonder if it might still be the same. So what works for me is disabling that controller profile and then re-enabling it immediately. Like you disable and then immediately re-enable. I don't know if it'll work exactly, just because I don't know. It might be a specific solution to my wheel, but I've heard some people also have success with that kind of method whenever whatever they're using kind of just stops working. So maybe it'll work, maybe not. I don't know. But we are now coming to the end of qualifying here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Either way, you know, EA. We all know about EA. But DG8 qualifying pole by, what is that, 0.4 of a second. Ayote second, Thomas third. What do I need to glaze? He told me I need to glaze him more. Hey, you're letting the driving do the talking. Is there anybody still out on track, or what are we waiting for exactly here? Oh, okay, they're entering the pits. Yeah, I remember that first race I commentated for you guys here at Abraxas. You were leading, and then DG8 won, so that was Spain. He won, and then the Baku race was absolute shambles. It was a hard watch, honestly. Um, I think I would have rather stuck a toothpick into my toenail and then kicked the wall repeatedly. I think is what I would have rather have done instead of watching whatever that Baku mess was. Not really. That sounds very painful. But um, yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do sometimes. But you know, this being a video game and all, there's only it can only be so realistic. Like the plank wear for the McLarens. I mean, was it their own fault? Yes, obviously it was their own fault for fumbling that race. I forgot what race it was exactly they got disqualified at, but you know you can't really simulate that in the video game. So this is just something to add to the lore, add to the title drama. You know what I mean? You'll take it one lap at a time and see what happens. It's just the way it is. That's one of my favorite sayings, man. It is what it is. Sometimes there's no better option than to just, whatever. Fuck it. It is what it is. Um dude, their race at Baku, I think half the field didn't even finish. And a lot of it was due to just overly aggressive dive bombs into some of the tightest corners at Baku. It was ridiculous, dude. It was just a lot of over unnecessary risk taking. Oh, way, 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 way overly unnecessary risk taking. It looked like a degenerate gambling casino kind of thing. People were like, you know what? I have a 1% chance of making this move. Bang, we're going for it. Yeah, it was exactly that race. Exactly. It was hard to watch. It was a hard watch. But it's alright, because now we are at China. There should be a lot less of that going on. We'll probably still see some moves into the tight hairpins, but it's not as bad as trying to do some stupid shit in Baku. So I'm really hoping that it is not too bad. So they will not be readying up for another 5 minutes. That gives us uh 5 minutes to just look at each other, stare into each other's eyes, maybe even hold hands, whisper sweet nothings into each other's ears, and say something along the lines of, "Get ready for this Chinese Grand Prix. I'm excited. I am so excited. No, if you thought that was going somewhere else, maybe you need to go back to reading your smut books, because I don't do that. I do Formula 1 racing. That is what I do." Woo! I'm feigning a little bit of excitement. I am so tired. I'm exhausted, dude. I'm sleepy. Yesterday I did absolutely nothing. I pretty much got back from work, took off my shoes, and just laid down into my bed, and I didn't wake up until like 10 p.m. And then I just I got ready for bed. I just I got undressed. I know. Oh, hey, settle down. I know what you're imagining in your head, but I got ready for bed. Uh, Drank a quick cup of milk with a nice chocolate donut, very tasty, very tasty, and I went to sleep. That was my day yesterday. And I am still fucking exhausted. So you know what? Maybe maybe I just need to take notes from the bears, like literal bears, and just learn how to hibernate. Just put that into my like work contract. Be like, hey guys, I will be one of the most productive people you've ever seen in your life if you just give me like 3 months to just hibernate. Um, oh, you bum, you absolute bozo. Nobody else in this world makes mistakes. You're the only one. You're the only guy dumb enough to make a mistake. Imagine, dude. Imagine. No, that sucks. That sucks, pal. All right. Let me just take a peek. Uh, am I ready for Japan? I have not practiced it as much as I should have, or I should be. I've put in an okay time trial lap, but that's not the same as fully practicing. Hold on, I've got to respond to my girlfriend. I think she just got off work. But yeah, I mean, I feel confident. I know what to do at Japan. It's gonna be very dependent on qualifying and strategy. It's 100% gonna be a one stopper. I mean, we're running 50% races. They should all be one stoppers unless let me not say unless. I think Austria was so far the only track we have not had a safety car come out yet, I think. So we had a million of them at Imola. We had none at Austria. We had what? One at Hungary? Yes, exactly. Do not leave your girlfriend on red. Do not. Do not leave her on red. Do not leave her on delivered. Do not leave her in general. Do not leave her alone. Do not leave her out in the cold. I mean, dude, there could be a whole book on just do not leave, and then fill in the blank girlfriend. It's like the do not do to your girlfriend ad libs book. There are a million things that you do not do when it comes to your girlfriend. What up, Alex Hansen? I see you're also just kind of chilling, vibing, bumming it around this stream while we wait for the race to start. Oh, right. You said your game was bugging, right? Like where every single tire uh was for some reason used. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. My race was rough at Hungary too, man. I kind of spun out on at the end of the first lap. Yeah, that was pretty fucking rough. And then to still finish ninth after needing to pit again halfway through the race because a guy in front of me not brake checked me, but he braked so much earlier than I expected him to because I didn't realize he had really worn tires and a broken front wing. So then I clip my front wing on him, so then I have to pit again. So between two additional pit stops, oh yeah, and after spinning out first lap, I had to pit. So between two extra pit stops that were completely unnecessary and almost self-inflicted. Yeah, pretty much self-inflicted. Um, Bang, bang, boogie. We're off. We are off at the Chinese Grand Prix of Abraxas Racing. Oh, don't need that one. But so far, going to turn one, do I expect it to be fully clean the whole way? Not particularly. Yep, we already see Thomas. No! He has spun. There is so much carnage going through these first two turns. I mean, you would expect people to be a little more careful, but through the there are so many people colliding. This is a mess. This is a mess. Guys, we cannot make this a Baku 2.0. This is ridiculous. Well, dude, this is already a mess. Oh man. I mean, okay. Dude, what do I say? How can I recap any of this? There is too much going on for me to really focus on any one thing. But what we do have is AOT in the Ferrari, already separating himself from the rest of the pack. Alex Hansen, who just stopped into the chat in second place, kind of battling it out with DG8. Now, we do see mostly hards for everybody except for AOT. AOT in first, starting on the mediums, will be a good advantage considering that he's already gaining some time. But, I don't know, it looks like he may have a higher wing setup than the drivers behind him because he was losing time on that straight quite a lot of time actually, but he can gain a lot of time through the cornering. The cornering at this track can make or break your lap times. You obviously want to have straight line speed, but if you can't corner and you can't hit these turns and preserve as much speed as possible, then you will be missing out on a lot of time. But it is also very circumstantial to your situation. You know, if you're getting that DRS constantly, then having the higher wings doesn't really matter as much. And so, it's a tit for tat kind of thing. Which do you choose? What is the sort of setup that you prefer for a race? Not time trial, this is a race. So a lot more factors to take into consideration. So far, we now see the top three kind of inching their way away from the drivers behind them, as Lil plays the fighting to keep up with Nova. Nova fighting to stay within DG8's DRS range. And then AOT, kind of sticking around the 1 to 1.5 second gap between him and second place. The rest of the field very close together, it seems like. You have everybody pretty much in DRS range. Yeah, what is this? A 13-car DRS train? That is insane. That is ridiculous. We do have the two Kick Sauber teammates right next to each other. You know, is there maybe a little bit of a conversation going on? Hey, Thomas, you have the penalty. Let me stay ahead of you. Let me kind of drag you along with me. You stay within my DRS range. Or is it something like, Thomas, or ZLM, I think I'm faster. Buddy, let me through. But to be fair to ZLM, he is higher up the standings than Thomas. As Joseph now setting the fastest lap from the back of the field, or from the back of the middle of the pack, as we see some very tight riding on the dirty air, dirty coattails, sticking very, very close to each other. Aston Martin of Nova trying to get some time back on DG8. He has kind of clawed a couple tenths back, but still looking a little hairy for him, as we see Rossum Mfeo and That Man battling at the moment. It appeared that That Man had an opportunity to overtake. He took his opportunity, but just did not make it stick. It just wasn't as clean of a move as it might have been, or as it should have been. Yeah, I mean, what more can I really say? I mean, this is just a long throbbing DRS train. We should see around lap 8 or 10 to see the pace of the field and how it looks. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just going to be this long of a DRS train. It's really just going to be biding your time. It sucks. I know it sucks. You feel that impatience. You feel that kind of the itch inside of you, like, hey man, I want to be moving up the field. But really, in this long of a DRS train, it is so hard to actually make any kind of progress. You almost either just simply go faster than the person in front, or you kind of pounce on their mistakes. You kind of force them into making a mistake. You just keep putting pressure on them to keep their speed, and then you can start to see maybe a little bit of pressure crumble, as well as time, because these mediums will not last as long as the hards. And so a lot of these drivers on the hards maybe, fully content to kind of sit behind, maybe, avoiding the dirty air as much as they can, but just kind of knowing they can't keep up their pace forever. At some point, I will have the traction advantage on them. Yeah, who's going to set the chain reaction to finally go for a move and pit? Exactly. So, one stop, about 40% on the mediums to 60% is like a very general rule of thumb. And so, 40% of 28, that would be, what is that, times 4 divided by 10? So 12 laps-ish? Around there. Around the 12th lap is when maybe some people that started on the mediums will pit, and then so 12, so 14, 16. After 16 laps, we might see some of the drivers on the hards. But depending on their tire wear, they may even try to further extend that into like 20 laps for the hards to lessen the load of the mediums and their length of the stint. But as I said, DG8 already catching up to AOT. He's going to be having DRS on him. I mean, I don't even think it's a tire wear thing. I think it just is consistency of lap times. I think AOC just not able to maintain the same level of consistency as DG8 at the moment, and so he's being chased down. What a better exit from Ida, as he overtakes the McLaren of Isamanu, taking the inside. No such switchback attempted, and we have 4 cars whispering into each other's ears. They can feel their breaths on their neck. I mean, things are starting to kind of spread out. Things are definitely starting to spread out. Pit lane might get messy if the DRS chain keeps like this. Yeah, actually, yeah. Depending on where people are, I don't know. I'd imagine if you're going to make a move to pit, you do not give up the outside line. Otherwise, you know, if somebody's trying to overtake you on that outside, I don't see why you would even let anybody take the outside through the last corner where that pit entry is. But I don't know. We do see a move from DGA on Aote. Can he make it through? Can he hold on to it? It looks like he will be able to, forcing Aote to go outside and, you know, travel a longer distance. Yep, he has made it stick. There will be a DRS zone here, but, oh, I don't know. Can he make it stick? The Aston Martin Nova also preying on Aote. Aote now having dropped 2 positions between the long straight of the end of the 3rd sector and turn 1. Battling it out. We are now 4 cars deep into this little pocket right now, separating themselves significantly from the rest of the drivers behind them, where this is a group of 5 racers. And then, you know, a little bit more of a sporadic spread throughout the rest of the grid, as Mikey Tony is really far behind. He's already at risk of being lapped soon. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I don't know if you guys have ever had the red salsa at Chipotle. I do not recommend it. I'm not gonna say I'm like super heat resistant, super spice tolerant, but dude, holy shit! As a Mexican who does love spicy food, that red salsa made me see God. Like, I saw Black Jesus, I saw White Jesus, I saw Asian Jesus, I saw Muhammad, I saw Buddha, dude. It was horrible, man. It was a long time ago that I tried it, but god damn, it was hot. It was spicy. I could feel my heartbeat in my tongue. It was crazy, man. It was absolutely crazy. But yeah, I do not recommend it. The green salsa, it's alright. It's not really spicy. As we do see Aote pitting. Does he have damage? Aote pitting after 5 laps on the mediums? There has to be something that I'm not aware of. There has to be something I'm missing. Yeah. Fighting through these kind of technical and slower corners does allow the rest of the grid to kind of catch up, because, you know, especially with all these tight hairpins, fighting through them, it's definitely like you're almost coming to a crawl around the corners, making sure you're not colliding into somebody. Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I feel like even you would think it might have just been the one day that it was that spicy. But dude, I'm telling you, it would have made your mama cry. It would have made you want to slap your mama for crying. It was insanely hot. It was one of the spiciest things that I've ever tried, and I've tried one of those, like, back in high school, like one of the, like, genetically engineered ghost pepper chili hot sauces that have, like, warning labels on them. That thing made my legs tingle. That was a different kind of really hot and spicy. As Nova maybe making a move up the inside of DG8. Nope. DG8, man, he loves to lock up. He loves to just kind of... Maybe he likes his tires a little flat. The toilet got blessed. I don't know if I would say that. I don't. Is a toilet happy to be shat into? I don't know, man. I don't know that. Ooh, we see. Oh my god, dude, the battling. There's 2 separate groups at the moment, and the battling between them is very close right now. This, ooh, a little bit of bumping. That is not great. We caught a glimpse of some aggressive defending maybe. Seems like nobody taking any damage, but right now everybody very desperate to get ahead and to hold their positions. And the thing is right now, this secondary group battling is slowing them down and kind of taking them out of contention of chasing the front pack. With them being like at least 5 seconds behind third place. And then from there, it's just kind of all spread out. Everybody's kind of lost any kind of striking ability to the car ahead of them. So really, right now, it's only two groups that are capable of doing any kind of fighting. Tabasco, that is disgusting. Tabasco is not great hot sauce. It's very mid. Habanero sauces, those I can say are very good. There's like sweet habanero, mango habanero. Oh, Nova! Going deep, but immediately recovering. I'm a little confused by that, but hey, doesn't matter. Lil Play Z in second place, barely hanging on to DRS behind of DG8. We have a yellow flag that is just Mikey Tony. He's just chilling, man. He's vibing. But we are now up to 8 laps on mediums for iThatMan and Esumanu, Ace Ponage, and whenever he does cross back over the finish line, Sick N MZ. That'll be 8 laps on the medium so far. So about the point, if not already, when the mediums will start to lose out to the hards. Yeah, DG8, I swear, he locks up in every single corner. Maybe he knows something that we don't. He is very rapid. I will say he is very, very rapid. Oh man, dude, I am so sleepy. I may need to get a sleep study done, man, cause dude, I'm just always sleepy. Yeah, look at the amount of locking up he does. He definitely knows something that I don't. Oh man, but yeah, now even Nova falling far back from DG8 and Lil Plays. Dustin, tonight's a casual. Don't worry about it. I know nothing about reverse Silverstone. As we see Lil Plays, he faking a little move into the inside, also locking up, doing maybe. I know you guys saw that too. Rossum Mfeo and. Oh man, dude, this pack of 4. I should just stay on them. Oh, both of them are pitting? What do they know that I don't? Are they doing a 2-stop? Are they doing a 2-stop? I am so confused, guys. I only have so much brain power to try and process what's going on. You know, there's a reason that my little brother is better at chess than I am. You know, he's able to like visualize things ahead. Hey man, I have what I think are pretty good reflexes, and I have very good very quick processing reaction things. You know, that's what's made me pretty good at sports, and pretty good at maybe I don't know. I this whole strategy thing. It takes me a little bit of concentration and focus to really think something through. But yeah, I'm not understanding their moves here. But hey, we shall see by the end of the race. Yeah, DG8 moving on to hards, Low Plays onto mediums. Yeah, it was just the two of them that pit. Interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. Playing a little bit of mind games with each other. Listening to the smooth sounds of fridge. I don't know how smooth I sound. If anything, I think I sound more like a tuba. iThatMan picking up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. I sound more like a tuba in a Mexican band. As Nova also pitting. Dude, I'm a little confused, man. See, it looks very obvious to me that Joseph, Rossum, Ida, and ZLM are on one-stop strategies, as well as probably Esomanu and Ace Ponage. I don't understand what the rest of them are doing. Yeah, see, but like that two stop just loses you so much time in this pit lane. I don't know. Maybe they're fast enough to make it work, but I really don't see it. From everything that I've seen and from what I've been told, a one stop in every 50% race is the optimal strategy. It just is what it is. You know, barring any kind of special circumstances, obviously. But yeah, from what I've been told, that is the meta. You know, obviously some tracks are going to be easier to do that at than others, but I don't know. We shall see. As currently Joseph in first place with a pretty significant lead on Rossum. Rossum and Ida, really the only two within striking distance of each other, aside from AOT and DG8. They are continuing their battle in the midfield as they try and make up time after pitting. AOT hitting a little bit of that undercut on DG8. Maybe that's why he chose to pit. He saw what AOT, you know, he saw him come in. That was who he was fighting with, and so um, you know, he's like, well, I need to respond to what he's doing. As Joseph now pitting, uh, is he also on a two stop? I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just so much going on at the moment. So many different strategies being done. See, like Esumanu makes sense for him to pit, but I think this is what his second pit now. No, this is his first pit. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe in China it's that much it's significantly harder to do two stop or a one stop. I don't know. I'm no expert on China, but yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Tracks like this, even if the tire delta is like 3 laps, is going to count end of the race. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. They're better than I am, so they definitely, you know what they're doing better than I do. I am simply here to talk over their race, um, and just to verbalize my inner thoughts. Only some of them, though. You guys are not. I don't know you guys enough to really let you in into my mind palace. There's a lot that goes on in there, and by a lot I mean a lot of nothing. Really, it's just a lot of like, um, it's like a nuclear reactor, right? There's a million instantaneous chemical reactions, right? Or not chemical reactions, but like radioactive reactions and decay going on. It's kind of like that, you know. You'll get. Ooh, Ida, that hurts. A 3 second time penalty when you're fighting for first place destroys your confidence. That sucks for him. But as I was saying, yeah, a lot of what goes on in my head is like very instantaneous, split second, like fission. Boom, there goes a thought. Boom, there goes a thought. Boom, there goes a thought. And they're all sending out their neutrons to destabilize the other surrounding uranium atoms. And so it's just like a chain reaction, like boom, 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 just hopping from things to things. And whatever comes out of my mouth is really just like, oh, I stuck my hand out there, captured something, and it's whoosh, it spit out. And then ooh, I put another hand in there, grabbed something, and it comes right out. So yeah, I don't know. I just turn off the brain. I let it go into autopilot, and whatever comes out is whatever comes out. So we see Rossum, Ida, and ZLM or EST. Those three on what more of what I would expect out of a one-stop strategy. They're holding on to these hards for as long as possible. I expect them to go maybe another 4, 5, 6 laps on them. Some other drivers, it seems to be that they are doing the same. Um, Low Plays is making up a lot of time on the field up ahead, as well as DGA behind him. They are now in 4th and 5th place. Joseph as well, now overtaking Ace Ponage. There we go. Just like that, Low Plays has made his move on ZLM. He is now ahead, only 6 and 6/10 behind Ida and Rossum. With DGA also overtaking, those fresh tires are really making moves on EST. You know, maybe what I'm beginning to understand is DG8 and Low Plays know the pace that they're capable of, and they feel like their best chance of winning is to do a two-stop and make up the time that they lose in the pit lane on the track. They feel like they know they can really push on each stint, allowing them to kind of open up their attack on track. Right? There's a lot less calculating, a lot less pensive strategy. It's mostly just I will go out there, go as fast as I can, and make do with what happens. He is now within, or no, he's holding on to Lil Plays. Lil Plays gaining a lot of time on Ida, lap after lap. Have I watched the movies Friday made by Ice Cube? You may as well be speaking you're from South Africa, Xhosa to me. You might as well be speaking Xhosa because I have no idea. I had no idea that Ice Cube even made any movies. So, no, I have not seen those movies. I have no idea what those are. AOT up ahead of ZLM. Yeah, ZLM losing a lot of positions to the rest of the field. But at the same time, you know, you realize that with your one stop, you're going to kind of lose positions, but you gain them back. You know, the idea is that you gain them back when people do pit. As a OTC 3-second time penalty, very punishing to him. Right now, it does look like the Ferraris are doing a very good job as a team. They are the best performing team at the moment. So far, no DNFs either. I'm pretty happy. I'm proud of these guys, man. No DNFs, no safety cars, no. I mean, there was quite a few collisions early on in the race, but so far, nothing too crazy, nothing too absurd. Yeah, Low Place has now made up a second on Ida. Ida. I can't tell if that's an I. It looks like it's an I. I don't know. But yeah, Rossum still holding on to the lead. It almost doesn't even matter if Ida gets ahead of him. You know, if Rossum wanted to be cheeky crazy, a little sneaky, he could even, you know, just kind of let Ida, if Ida is a little faster than him, just let him get ahead of him. He has the 3-second time penalty. Use the DRS of Ida and hopefully, you know, not fighting him, just kind of let him carry the two of them ahead of the rest of the pack. So that DGA and Lil Plays have a little more of a struggle catching up to them. As DGA is overtaking Lil Plays, they are still gaining time on the group ahead, but battling as it stands right now is slowing them down slowly. Rossum and Ida now pitting. Oh, I don't know if they can make a one-stop work anymore. It's just too early for them to pit off of the hards. They'd be pushing it. They'd be really pushing it. Because this is almost a 50-50 split between the mediums and the hards. Will Lil Play drop back and defend against DGA so AOT can overtake him? I mean, it's not a bad idea, but kind of doesn't even matter anymore. DGA has overtaken him. So now it would be up to Lil Plays on the mediums to get ahead of DGA. But right now, let's see, how many more laps would DG8 have to complete on those hards? So that would have to be, what, 16 minus 4, so 12? 12 and a half laps? 12 and a quarter? Probably not going to happen. I expect DG8 to pit later on as well. Let's see. The Wizard of Mo. Oh, he's just pitted. Okay, 15 laps on the hards as well as Apache. Also pitting, switching onto mediums. Mikey Tony now out of last place. Ooh, Joseph making a move on AOT down the long straight at the back of the track. There's a 3-car train at the moment between Joseph AOT and Nova AOT with the penalty. So, you know, we'll want to make up as many positions as possible to kind of offset that penalty, as we do see a lot of movement. Joseph now in second, Nova now in third. The Ferraris both pitting. Wait, what? 7 laps on mediums, and now you're gonna try to stretch them What is that now? 11 laps? I mean, you can. I don't know. I guess he was losing positions, and so he had to make a decision. 10-second penalty for Thomas. Thomas, you can't ask me to glaze you and to talk you up when you get caught for speeding in the pit lane. What are we doing, man? Jesus. Yeah, everything's kind of settled down. Esumanu, the only one really within striking distance of anybody. Let's see if he does anything. It's like that one meme of the guy with a stick. He's like poking something in the ground, like, hey, poke, poke, do something. This is kind of me to Isumanu. Like, hey, come on, man. Eyes are on you. Do something. I'm waiting. No, he's losing time. Well, his chance is over. He's not doing anything. So, that's really about it. Jay now also losing time on the car ahead. The only overtake right now made by Wizard of Mode due to Mikey Tony pitting. That's really about it. Everything else is just kind of settled in. Settled in for the time being. That was way too easy. Aote just way faster than Isumanu down that straight. Can Isumanu kind of ride on ZLM? Kind of really hop up on there? Nope, he cannot. He's already way behind as he picks up even. Well, that's not great. We're seeing a lot of time penalties here for track limits. I think they do run strict. I can't remember. But yeah, he's just lost too much time. Just does not have the pace to really keep up with some of these guys. As Thomas is pitting? With zero, he's DNF'd. Thomas, you can't ask me to glaze you and talk about you and make you look good when you go and retire in the pits, man. It's okay. We have those days. We all have those days. I've definitely done it myself. So no judgment here. Just giving you a little bit of a hard time. Man, I am not ready. So immediately after this race, in my main league, Joseph catching. I mean, he's still got 3 and some seconds. He does have the fresher tires, but those mediums are not gonna last as long as the hards. So not very hopeful, I guess, that even happens. I'm not really expecting that. But immediately after this race, we do have a Red Bull sitting on track. Alex Hansen? No! Spinning off track, ghosting. He's lost a significant amount of time. You know what? Joseph is catching kind of fast right now. He's down to 3 seconds as he comes up on Mikey Tony to lap him. Rossum. Getting very close to That Man. I also see a back marker, kind of trying to keep close with them. I wouldn't say battling with them, but just kind of like hanging around with them. Sick and MZ, it appears to be. Yeah, Joseph now 2.5 seconds behind DGA. He is catching to him. I wouldn't even say slowly, kind of quickly. Alex Hansen now DNFing in the pits. Unfortunate. Rossum really trying to put some kind of pressure on That Man. Wow, my mind just went blank. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I had zero thoughts there for a second. It was actually kind of frightening. I'm not used to that. But Rossum making a move. Now ahead of That Man as That Man kind of locks up, being very aggressive into this hairpin. Nothing bad happening. Maybe just a little bit of frustration coming out as the top 3 are now pitting onto mediums. Rossum is now the race leader, really fighting to keep Ida behind him, even though Ida does have that 3-second time penalty, which kind of screws him. We are now down to 9 laps. 9 laps to go for Rossum. Almost the entire grid pitting. Yeah, a huge spread. Actually, Ayote very close behind Joseph. Ayote's gonna have a bit of a struggle moving up. Wizard of Mode, 3-second time penalty. Everybody's kind of on very similar tires ahead of him on the mediums. Did Ferrari just fumble the bag? I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard because those mediums are gonna feel awful by the end of the race. So the low plays in this Ferrari, his tires will feel just fine at the end of the race. AOT, kind of the same thing. I don't know. It's really gonna come down to how quickly they can make up time on the cars ahead. More so for AOT, as he is kind of stuck in the fresh medium sandwich. As it seems he's kind of losing positions. Joseph now ahead of ZLM. ZLM slipping into 6th place. Oh my god, dude, why am I so sleepy? Oh, my lord. Ida now very close to Rossum. Sorry. Back to the girlfriend thing. She FaceTimed me earlier while I was commentating. I guess, I didn't specify what time I was commentating. And so, just trying to diffuse the situation. And then there's also some messages going on in the Discord. Let's pull them up on my phone. Hopefully I don't miss anything. Let's see. Anything of interest? Nope. Nothing interesting at the moment. Hopefully I didn't miss anything too interesting. It doesn't seem like any of the grid has really moved around positions. Is he Ida pitting? Has Ida taken damage? Why is Ida pitting so late? Is he switching on to softs? As ELM picking up a 3-second time warning. Huh. I don't know, man, but low plays. To chase that win, he has 5 seconds to make up in what is about seven laps. No, Ida onto fresh mediums. Interesting. I'm confused. Maybe he had taken damage while I wasn't looking. I don't know. Joseph hanging around the DRS of DG8. DG8 a second behind low plays. Really pushing on those pretty new mediums. To gain as much time as he can on little plays, and I would assume ideally overtake him. I mean, excuse me, that was a big one. Obviously he wants to finish as high as he can, so overtaking is very necessary. He's kind of hanging around that 1 to 1.1 second mark at the moment. Did he get close enough to get DRS at this straight? I don't think he did. Very, very close, though. We'll definitely have it for the pit straight. Let me tell you what. The fruit juices at Chipotle are also very, very delicious, man. I think today I had the watermelon limeade. Oh, my God. It's so good. It's so delicious, man. DG8 now putting up a lot of pressure on low plays ahead. Low plays has gained almost a second on, yeah, pretty much a second on Rossum ahead. But now with the danger behind of DG8 and Joseph in tow, you know, these three are going to be wanting to take that second place spot. But, you know, how much can the fighting hinder them from potentially winning is the thing. I mean, it's not something you can avoid. You're going to fight to overtake because, you know, in your head, you're like, I can chase him down. I can win this race. But, you know, if the battling takes... Oh, the Ferrari! The Ferrari has made a mistake. He has given up positions to both DG8 and Joseph. He has now fallen into 4th place. DG8 now fully free, almost, to just chase and hunt down Rossum, who is on the older mediums. The longer Rossum goes on these tires, the harder and harder it's going to be to hold pace ahead of the hungry Mercedes and Red Bull cars. As the Red Bull may be making a move, he is up. I switched to the wrong car, but yes, he is now ahead of DG8 in the Mercedes. Mercedes maybe going for a cutback, not enough. Joseph now in 2nd place, the lead car to hunt down Rossum of the Williams. Nova also very close behind of ZLM. The two Ferraris in 4-5, still the best performing team. There is a little bit of content. No, that's a blue flag car. But Ida now with a 3-second penalty. I think that's his 2nd penalty. He was the one that pitted to get fresh medium, so I don't know. I don't know. Joseph now only 3 seconds behind Rossum, gaining very quickly. The Williams is definitely starting to be a little nervous, maybe a little anxious, as he sees Joseph continuing to gain time. If you ever come to South Africa, buy a Gatsby. It's made of chips, meat, or chicken filling, and chutney. I think I know what chutney is. It's great. A Gatsby. Is it Gatsby or Gasby? Gatsby. Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know the next time I'll be in South Africa. And by next time, I mean the first ever time I'd be in South Africa. But you know, maybe this goldfish memory will remember Gatsby. But now, if you come to the States, let me tell you what, you should go to Chili's, and you should get their mozzarella sticks, because they are so delicious. They are amazing. Low plays now, very close to DG8. DG8 barely hanging on to Joseph up ahead. Joseph hunting, smelling. You know. I don't even know. What do you do when you're hunting? You sniff the air. I can smell you, predator. I don't know, man. I'm not much of a hunter. Eso Manu, 3-second time penalty. Come on, guys. Keep it on track. Keep it within the limits. Joseph now almost within a second of Rossum ahead. It's looking tough for Rossum. Rossum is struggling. He just does not have the grip on the tires to hold as strong of a race pace as he needs. But I think, considering where he was, this is pretty good. It was going to take a little bit of a miracle for him to really pull out the win, starting, I can't remember where he started, but it wasn't really near the top, unless I'm wrong. But, yeah, it's looking very difficult for Rossum. It may be very unlikely he even finishes podium, the way things are going currently. Jay for the Williams now, switching onto softs. Yes, there is so much stuff you should try in the U.S., man. I mean, as much as it may not seem so much like that, it is the Joseph now very close to Rossum. You know, it's still a melting pot, as much as maybe that's not the popular opinion at the moment, but it is still a melting pot. Yeah, there's just so much diversity, and what a lot of people maybe don't understand, as Rossum losing out possibly a position to Joseph. I mean, it's gonna be so hard for him to get any kind of a better exit on the really old tires compared to the rest of the drivers around him. But as I was saying, what a lot of people maybe misunderstand about the U.S. is they're like, oh, I don't know. There's two sides to the story. You know, a lot of what is the current like U.S. population that is, you know, white. You know, it's like, oh, well, they're immigrants too. Why do they hate immigrants so much? Well, I mean, kind of, yes, they are, but it's a timeline thing, you know. Um, I don't know. It's just such a complex issue, but it's like telling. Let's see here. It's like telling the Polynesians that they're immigrants to the islands that they inhabit because they weren't always originally from those islands. You know, they traveled the oceans, they sailed, they explored, and then they settled on those islands. So, you know, you could argue that they're immigrants to their islands. And so it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess technically they are immigrants, but you know, they've had all those lands, they've lived there, you know, that is their life, their culture, for just so many generations. It's kind of like that, right? Black Knight has left the session. Who is Black Knight? What? Okay. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know where I started, where I was going with this, but there, I don't know. It's just such a complex issue these days. Um, but let's focus on the race. We have 2 laps left. Rossum in first place. Joseph slipping back to third. Can he hold off Lil Plays and AOT behind him? The Power Ferrari duo. Rossum back in first? Did I miss this? Am I stupid? I might be stupid. I think I just missed this. Rossum has made his way back into first with a pack of hungry lions behind him. Jeez, man. DG8 fighting for another race win. He did win at Spain, and I think that was the first one I commentated, so I don't know what other race he has won, but he did win at Spain. Not such a great time at Baku. Someone tell this back market to get out of the way. Mikey Tony, we're trying to watch an amazing battle for these last 2 laps. Mikey Tony, please, no disrespect to you, but like, get out of the way. I don't want to see a ghost in my race. I'm just kidding, man. You know, however the league rules dictate that this should happen. But DG8, if he can make a move early, he is very likely to hold on to it for the last lap. Oh, this is a close turn, or long turn one. Oh, this is always dicey trying to go maybe too wide through these turns. But it seems that Rossum, even with his older tires, is doing very well to hold them off. It is a whole pack of wild animals hunting behind him. Well, it seems that Mikey Tony has taken himself out of the equation. Rossum, DG8, Joseph, Lil Plays, all fighting essentially for first place. I mean, odds are the lowest for Lil Plays and Joseph, but anything can happen. You know, through goes Hamilton kind of moment. They are now heading into the 3rd sector. The long DRS straight is going to be an absolute nightmare for Rossum. He's been smart. He's been saving up as much battery as he can. Oh, I'm sorry to tell him, though. DG8 has more battery saved up. And then Joseph has even more battery saved up. This is going to come down to the wire. This is going to be insane. DG8 sliding up ahead of him. Joseph making up time as well. There are 4 cars fighting for position, going to this tight hairpin. There's a little bit of knocking back and forth. There is a car off track. The Red Bull. No, I don't know who it was, but somebody slipping up. DG8 now coming across him first with Joseph. Oh my god, what? Joseph just sold. Joseph actually just sold a 2nd place and gave it to Rossum, I think. I don't know what happened there. I might just be dumb, but not very. I don't know what happened there. ZLM making up a position near the end. He is now in 7th. That was due to some penalties, it seems like. So our top 10 will look like DG8 race winner. Very, very tight battle that came down to the very last two turns. Very awesome to watch. Um, Rossum second, Low Plays third, Joseph fourth, Nova fifth, AOT sixth. So the Ferraris do seal the best constructors' performance of this race. ZLM seventh, Ida eighth, I That Man in nine, and then Esumanu with the last points position, 10th place. This is a wild race, man. That was a wild race. Yeah, I mean, maybe maybe he was already in fourth. I can't you know, my short-term memory is a little iffy. But if he really did cost himself some positions by trying to celebrate and then ramming into the side of the wall, then that's just sad. That is so sad. Uh, it was a Red Bull. Yup, car spun from celebrating. What an absolute bomb. Absolute insane race. Awesome to watch, man. Driver of the day goes to Joseph. Some people in the Discord saying that it maybe should go to Rossum instead. I'm tempted to agree. 17th. That, oh my god, he started from way farther back than I thought. 17th to 2nd? What were his pit stops like? Rossum, Rossum, Rossum. Rossum. Hards to mediums. That's a one stop. He did a one stop. That is what I'm talking about. The one stop gains you so much time. Oh, wait. Why am I not just looking at it here? EST, 18th. Did the one stop. Finishing 7th. I mean, guys, come on. I mean, 10th to 10th, eh. But, you know, these two stops. I mean, he won. DG8 won. He made it work. Two stops for little plays. Finished in 7th. Made it to 3rd. You know, but this two stop. Oh, Joseph, though, 19th to 4th? No, I think it still should go absolutely to Rossum. I mean, barely losing out to the race or for the race win. To the race win, losing out on the race win in the last two turns. I mean, there was only so much he could do. He pretty much did about as much as he could without nuking the cars behind him. So this has been an awesome race. It's always amazing whenever we don't have people shooting the most ridiculous and aggressive dive bombs from 10 car lengths back. Excuse me. So, very clean race. I'm happy to see it. Yeah, it's about time I get ready for this casual race. So, thank you so much to you guys for watching. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Thank you so much for being here. We have hit 60 followers on Twitch, which is absolutely electric. I mean, go big or go home. Let's try to get 100. I don't know. That's awesome, dude. I mean, so far this has been really awesome, really amazing. I need to come up with better words than just awesome and amazing, but really, thank you so much to everybody who tunes into these. I know, or I hope leagues appreciate them as much as I appreciate them giving me the opportunity. So, you know, maybe we can continue to grow this. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed. I know I enjoyed this race. This was a very exciting race from start to finish. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and I shall see you again on Sunday. I think Sunday will be my busy day for streaming. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much, and yeah, I'll see you next time.